Hi everyone. The target group of this video and the next videos is beginner of computer programming. In the first module, we will be focused on Python. We will discover Python objects, numeric types, sequence types, and their respective methods, control flow tools, algorithms, generators, module, handling exception, input and output, regular expressions, and finally, object-oriented programming. In the second module, we will create a web application, and in the third module, we will deploy the web application we created. The flow pattern will be maximum 15 minutes of lecture, followed by the same length of tutorial. In the first video, I will introduce first Python objects, integers and boolean objects, operators on integers, comparison in Python, boolean logic operators, and close the session with the first truth value testing statement if. To begin, you will need to download two programs, Python and PyCharm Community Edition. On your browser, type Python. Python.org is the official site of Python. You click on python.org and you go to Downloads. Python 3.13 is the latest version of Python. And according to your operating system, you will choose one of these links. The other program to download is PyCharm. JetBrains is the parent company, so I can directly click on Download PyCharm. PyCharm Professional, there are two versions, PyCharm Professional and PyCharm Community Edition. We will download PyCharm Community Edition. This is the welcome page of PyCharm. We will create a new project, so I click on New Project. On the first line, there is a location for the folder of our new project and there is a default name, Python project. I will change it, the last part of the location. And I will change to Learning Python project. I skip create Git repository, create a welcome script, and I stick on project virtual environment and the Python version detected already in the system. So I click on Create. I close the project, close project, and next time when I want to open my project, it's already on the list. I click and I open my project. In Python, all data are objects. In this video, we will focus on integers, real numbers, and boolean objects. Let's start with integers. What can we do with integers? We can make addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, integer division, modulo, and power. Integer division is the integer part of a division, and modulo is the remainder of a division operation. Keep in mind that these are very powerful operators in computer programming. In the tutorial, I will explain it with examples. Now, let's make some practice. I will use Python console, 8, integer division 5. It will give me 1. Note that even if this is correct, it is always a good practice to let a space between values and operators. For example, 8 space modulo 5. It should give me the remainder of the division, so 3. Enter 3. Perfect. When there are more than one operation, the precedence is very important. For example, 7 space minus space 2 space times space 3. Multiplication has precedence over subtraction, so Python will first evaluate 2 times 3 and then make the subtraction, and the result is 1. The precedence order is power, multiplication, division, addition or subtraction. Note that you can also use parentheses, which has the highest precedence. Now let's talk about variables. Equality sign in Python has a different role. It takes the right hand side and assign it to a variable you are creating. Let's create our first variable. Imagine we have a triangle, so it has a base and height. I will assign 4 to the base and 3 to the height. Now I want to calculate the area of this triangle. The area of the triangle is equal to base multiplied by height divided by 2. And when I call the area of triangle variable, it gives me 6. Comparisons are frequently used in Python. There are 8 comparison operators in Python, but we will not talk 2 of them for now. When we ask to make a comparison to Python, it returns true or false. 9 is strictly greater than 10. It's false. 5 is greater than or equal to 4. It's true. 3 is strictly less than 8. It's true. 6 is less than or equal to 1. It's false. For equality check, we use 2 equality sign. 7 is equal to 7. It's true. Not equal comparison operator is exclamation mark followed by equality. 2 is not equal to 8. Once again, comparison results in Python are boolean objects that are true or false. Now let's explore boolean logic operations and or not. In AND operation, Python evaluates if both sides of the operator are true. If it is true, it gives true. In OR operation, Python evaluates if any of the expression is true. It returns false if and only if both are false. NOT operator gives false if x is true and gives true if x is false. For example, 9 is strictly greater than 10. It's false. And 8 is less than or equal to 20. It's true. As both expressions are not true, the result of this operation is false. 5 is equal to 5. It's true. Or 6 is greater than 8. It's false. True or false, it gives true. 6 is greater than or equal to 7, or not 8 is strictly greater than 9. 8 is strictly greater than 9 is false. Not false gives true. False or true gives true. Now let's practice. 5 is not equal to 8 and 3 is strictly greater than 2. The first part, 5 is not equal to 8, it's true, and 3 is strictly greater than 2, it's true also. So the result should be true. 2 is greater than or equal to 7, or not 8 is strictly greater than 4. 2 is greater than or equal to 7 is false. 8 is strictly greater than 4. It's true. Not true gives false. False or false gives false. Now I want to introduce control structure. If statement is used for conditional execution. It evaluates the expression, and if it is true, true branch of the code is executed. On the other hand, if the result is false, false branch will be executed. Let's move again on PyCharm and create two variables. Dividend. I will assign 8 to dividend, and divisor I will assign 4 to divisor. I want to write a piece of code that check if the divisor is not 0, then create a variable called result and assign it the value of the operation. If the divisor, on the other hand, if the divisor is 0, I want to print you cannot divide by 0. If the divisor is not equal to 0, I create a variable called result. I assign the result of the operation to result and print the result. On the other hand, if the divisor is equal to 0, I want to print you cannot divide by 0. I run the code. The result is 2. Now I will assign 0 to divisor, and I will rerun my code. As the divisor is 0, the true branch of the code is not executed, false branch of the code is executed. Wrap up. You have the first contact with PyCharm Integrated Development Environment. We learned that in Python, all data are objects. We focused on integers and boolean, integer operators, comparisons, basic logic operations. We also learned the first control structure, if-else statement. To practice what we learned, join me on the next video for tutorials.